All right, guys, this thing right here, this is the Aoocci C6PRO. Now, I'm not 100% sure if that's how you're supposed to pronounce it, but I'm pretty sure you're supposed to use enthusiasm. They sent this over to me so I could give you guys my honest review. And you know what? I'm gonna keep it. Now, there's an affiliate link down in the description below. And if you use it, you get not 10% off, not even 15, not 20. You get 22% off. Now, that's oddly specific, I know, but 22%, that's better than 20. Now, I also get a small kickback from that, which helps support the channel and also my ADV addiction. You know, gear, gas, tires, so many tires. Let's go. Now, I'd actually been on the hunt for this last year, but I couldn't find exactly what I was looking for. And the price ranges of some of them made it seem like they were meant for people who lease Teslas and use coasters at home. All I was looking for was something simple, something similar to what I have in my vehicle, but on my bike without destroying my wallet or my phone. Unboxing the C6PRO is super straightforward. No fancy premium packaging, pretending it's an Apple product. The touchscreen is a 6.25-inch display that fits very nicely on the bike. It's got a couple cords in the back here, power source, your front and rear cameras, and a controller. The controller you can mount on the handlebars, or if you don't want to, you don't have to use them either. So here's the power cord. Connect it to an ignition source just so it doesn't kill your battery. These two are the cables for the front and rear camera. In this little baggie of goodies, we got a couple of the mounts for the cameras and all the tools and hardware that you actually need to set everything up. Right here are the two cameras. Right here is the mount for the actual controller. And then here's the RAM mount style for the actual unit itself. The RAM mount itself comes with security fasteners, so not any Joe Blow can just come off the street and rip it off of you. It also comes with a very nice sunshade / weather shade. It does come with a power USB cable to turn it on when you're just sitting at home. And then these little guys right here, they're the actual TPMS sensors that go right into your valve stems and then connect via Bluetooth to the unit itself. They're also very nice enough to give you a little SD card, 64 gig, which you'll use basically for the front and rear cameras. It will automatically record and it'll keep recording, but over time it'll delete the old files and then just kind of repeat that cycle. And it does give you a little bit of an instruction manual and a QR code that you can scan and get some help. So with the boot up screen, you actually have the ability to put your own logo in there. This will be your home page, and once you're connected to your phone, it will automatically connect to CarPlay or Android Auto. Now this fun little button opens up a quick access menu to go home, adjust volume, brightness, and switch to the cameras. On the left here is your cameras. First up, your rear view camera. Swipe over and it switches to your front. Swipe one more time and it does both cameras. And then it'll flip it. The interconnect is where you will go to get back to your CarPlay or Android Auto. Bottom right is where you can look back at your data recording from the cameras. You can download these off their app or remove the SD card and transfer the files. Top right, that's your tire pressures. They also have temperature readings, which is kind of cool, not necessary, but still pretty neat. You can set low and high pressure alarms so that it'll warn you. Here's your brightness settings. Crank that bad boy up or down. And your volume setting, which is your chime when it boots up. Bluetooth button is where you'll connect your phone. Just look for the numbers at the top here. In settings, you'll have a bunch of different options. One cool one is the speed unit. If you live in the States, you can switch this from kilometers per hour to miles per hour. Clicking tire pressures here will just kick you back to the previous screen that we covered. Auto brightness, you can turn this on or off. This will shut down the screen after however many minutes, but still keeps the functions working. So let's go for a rip and I'll give you guys my opinion on it. I was able to get out on some trails, sun blasting down on me, and a little bit of rain. And some of our phones too, they're so expensive. You're paying like anywhere from $500 to $1,000 just for one of these phones that you use every day, right? And you use for a lot of things. Oh, there's a deer. Hello, deer. Woo. Having something like this that doesn't cost too much, you can just throw it up there, and it can take the abuse compared to your phone taking the abuse. That's just a win in my books. The price point for this is just on point here. The screen is not obnoxiously huge where you get distracted looking at it. It kind of blends in with everything, so you kind of get lost kind of you're focusing on what you should be focusing on. But when you need to, it's just a little bit of a glance down and you got the information that you need, whether it's checking your tire pressures or checking the maps to see where you need to go. So yeah, if you guys have been fumbling around with the question of, should I get one? Do I really need one? The answer is yes. That's a definite yes. Now, because this is linked with your phone, then you do have to keep your phone on and charged. Let's get the camera going here. Boom. There's the rear camera, just like that. And I got gloves on too, right? And it works pretty flawlessly. So we'll swipe. There's the front camera. Now, if you are wondering, it does work with Gaia Maps here. It's just like your phone, guys, right? You get the offline map, and then you're good to go. So would I have bought this last year if I knew about it? 100%, I definitely would have. The price point is kind of right where I want it to be. The functions, does exactly everything I wanted it to do, actually, and more. It also gives your bike a little style points when you're heading out there with your buddies. They'll be looking at you going, ooh, wish I had one of those. Well, you know what? You can. So let's talk about the pros and cons about this unit here. Number one, it's got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto that just works. It's fairly straightforward to install, providing you know how to tinker on your own bike. It's way cheaper than the big name setups, right around the $300 mark, Canadian, and it does what you need it to do. So going over the cons, there's a couple little things. It's not a perfect machine. Overall, these cons are a little bit minor. Number one is the touchscreen. Sometimes the sensitivity is a little bit off. I found the auto brightness to be going on and off while I was riding, and that would actually make me want to look down because I would see just a little bit of a switching going on. So I wasn't too thrilled with how that feature was working. Now, when I was testing that, it was kind of overcast. And lastly, I wish the boot up screen was just a little bit quicker. And even connecting to your phone, it takes roughly 20 to 30 seconds, which is a little bit long. So if you've been looking for something like this, check out the link in the description. It'll send you to their website. Again, you can go over all the fine details and see if this is the right one for you. And if it is, use that link and you can get a 22% off discount. It's a win-win. It's like we all get participation awards, except you get this. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this, give a thumbs up, leave a comment if you have any questions. If you have a buddy who's interested, maybe send them the link or the link to this YouTube video. And I'll see you guys on the next one. I don't know why I did that.